Look, every single year, right around the exact same 3 weeks in October, thousands of CA firms across India hit the exact same crisis. It's a painfully familiar cycle, isn't it? We're talking endless reconciliation mismatches. We're talking stressed out clients ringing your personal number at 11 p.m. We're talking about interns desperately trying to copy paste GSTR2B data into an Excel sheet at 2 in the morning and honestly, still getting it wrong. Okay, let's dive straight into this explainer and see how we can completely flip that narrative this time around.
Because you know what? Every single year, the firm's response to all this chaos is exactly the same. Just hire more interns, work more weekends, cross your fingers, and pray the GST portal doesn't crash before the due date, right? But I gotta ask you, are you ready to finally break this grueling annual cycle? Because right now, sitting inside a tool that most of you probably already have open in another tab on your browser, there is a way out. Now, what's really fascinating here is actually what's missing. We are not talking about new software today. There's no new subscription to buy, no procurement cycle, no waiting 6 months for IT to approve anything. The solution here is literally just 3 prompts, just 3 pieces of highly structured language fed into an AI tool you already use. And if you use these correctly this GST season, you're going to get back something that no ERP system, no GST utility, and definitely no extra intern can ever give you: your evenings.
Let's just be totally honest about what this season actually looks like on the ground, inside a mid-sized CA firm. You are not short on knowledge. Every partner, every senior associate in your firm understands GST law better than most highly paid consultants out there. That was never the bottleneck. The real bottleneck, the actual problem, is bandwidth. It's the sheer volume of facing the exact same 3 repetitive tasks over and over, multiplied across 50, 80, maybe 200 different clients. None of these tasks require more GST knowledge. They just require more hours in a day. And since we obviously can't magically create a 25-hour day, a properly engineered AI prompt becomes a genuine, literal capacity multiplier for your firm.
So let's jump into our first solution and see how this actually builds that capacity. Prompt 1 tackles the single most repetitive, mind-numbing task of the season: reconciliation triage. Here's what most firms get dead wrong. They just paste raw data into a general chat and type, "Please check the mismatches." Honestly, that's just going to give you a generic, surface-level answer that isn't helpful to anyone. Instead, you've got to assign the AI a specific role, feed it the exact data format, and demand an explicit output structure. You literally tell it, you are assisting a CA firm. Compare the 2 datasets and classify every discrepancy. Present the output as a table sorted by rupee value highest first. Notice what we're doing here. We are not asking the AI to replace your judgment on input tax credit eligibility. Absolutely not. We're asking it to do the one thing that eats up all your hours: sorting, classifying, and quantifying. And because you used a highly structured prompt, your senior associate doesn't have to open a blank, chaotic spreadsheet anymore. Instead, they open this, a beautifully clean, prioritized triage sheet. They can immediately see that, okay, the supplier who hasn't filed is the biggest issue right now at $42,300, and they know exactly what action to take next. By structuring the prompt this way, you take a chaotic 40-minute reconciliation task and slice it down to just 4 minutes per client. 4 minutes. It's an absolute game changer. All right, on to task 2. Prompt 2 solves a completely different but equally massive bottleneck: the notice response. Right now, let's face it, every notice response in your firm probably depends on 1 or maybe 2 senior people. Why? Simply because the juniors are terrified of getting the tone or the legal framing wrong. To fix this, you need the perfect drafting prompt. You've got to assign a specific role, provide the client's supporting facts, explicitly demand a factual and non-argumentative tone, ask for specific rule references, and, this is crucial, add verification flags for partner review. So the real magic here is this specific phrasing right at the end: for internal partner review only. Flag any point where you recommend the partner verify the legal position. This is your built-in safety net. This ensures the prompt acts purely as a drafting accelerator, not a massive compliance risk. Your partner still reviews and signs off on every single word, but instead of staring at a blank page at 9 p.m. trying to write a response completely from scratch, they're reviewing a solid, structured first draft. We're talking a 70% reduction in drafting time per notice, all while totally maintaining your firm's rigorous review standards. Not bad, right? Now, let's talk about prompt 3. Honestly, this is the one most firms just totally skip over. But it is the exact one that protects your client relationships during the most stressful month of their year. Think about it for a second. Your client, who maybe runs a local hardware shop or a textile unit, they have absolutely no idea what blocked credit under Rule 86A means. When they hear that kind of jargon, the only thing they understand is, wait, why is my money stuck? we need to shift away from compliance language and move into translation language, giving them a calm, clear, completely jargon-free update. To pull that off, you use a translation prompt bound by these strict rules. Keep it under 120 words. Avoid all technical GST jargon. Explain exactly what your CA firm is already doing to fix the issue. Define one clear next step for them, and mandate a calm, reassuring tone. Utilizing this exact translation framework prevents the two absolutely most damaging things that happen in October: the panicked midnight phone call and the confused client who just quietly starts shopping around for a new CA firm because they felt ignored. Firms that communicate like this, they don't just retain clients, they get referrals.
But here's the kicker. Here is the thing almost every firm gets wrong when they first try this. They use these brilliant prompts once, they get a great results, and then they never save them. To actually scale this capability, you have to standardize. Step 1, build and refine the prompt together. Step 2, save it to a shared firm document. Please, whatever you do, don't leave it buried in one senior partner's personal chat history. And step 3, standardize its usage across all associates. That consistency, that's the secret sauce that turns a clever AI trick into an actual reliable firm-wide process. If you run a CA firm or you're the senior person who ends up carrying GST season every single year, take a moment and think about what just changed in the last few minutes. I know festival season and GST season somehow always land in the same calendar month for Indian CAs, and that is not a coincidence anyone asked for. You didn't watch an explainer about buying new software. You watched an explainer about 3 prompts, 3 pieces of structured language that turn a tool your firm probably already has open in another tab into a reconciliation assistant, a drafting assistant, and a client communication assistant. This is not a gimmick, and it is not hype for the sake of views. No procurement, no 6-month rollout, no IT approval. Just better instructions given to something that was already capable, sitting there, underused. And here's what I've seen, firm after firm, across the corporate and professional services work I do. The gap was never the technology. The gap was that nobody inside the firm had the time or a proper process to figure out exactly how to phrase these prompts so they hold up under real GST season pressure with real client data and real compliance risk sitting behind every single word. That is the actual skill, not using AI. Structuring AI to do specific, high-stakes, professional work reliably inside a framework your partners can trust and your juniors can repeat without supervision every single time. This is exactly the kind of work I do. I implement AI-driven workflows directly inside professional services firms, CA practices, and corporate teams. And I train the people inside those firms to run these systems themselves long after I've moved on. Not theory, not a generic AI course. Real prompts built around your real reconciliation formats, your real notice templates, your real client base, implemented, tested, and handed over to your team as a standard process. If you're a practicing CA, a firm partner, or you had compliance for a mid-sized or large business, and you're tired of GST season running your firm instead of your firm running GST season, here's what I'd like you to do. Drop the word GST in the comments below. Just that one word. I go through every comment personally, and when I see it, I'll reach out directly with more detail on how this works for a firm your size. If you'd rather not wait, the WhatsApp number is in the description and the pinned comment. Message me directly, tell me roughly how many clients your firm handles during GST season, and I'll tell you honestly whether this is worth doing for a firm your size or whether you genuinely don't need it yet. No sales pitch, no pressure, just an honest conversation between professionals. And if this explainer saved you even one late night this season, do 2 things before you close the tab. Subscribe, because I'm building a full library of these breakdowns for other Indian professions, not just CAs. And send this to one other CA you know who is about to have a very long October. So I want to leave you with one final thought as we wrap up this explainer today. With festival season and deadlines colliding once again, how do you truly want your team to experience this upcoming month? You now have the exact frameworks to reclaim your time without spending a single rupee on new software. The tools are literally already sitting right there on your desktop, just waiting for the right instructions. Will GST season run your firm this October, or will you finally run GST season? See you in the next one.